You will obey me while I lead you and eat the garbage that I feed you until the day that we don't need you. Don't go for help, no one will heed you. Your mind is totally controlled. It has been stuffed into my mold, and you will do as you are told until the rights to you are sold.
Thanks for tuning in. My name's Denise Dorey, and it's been a long process with this this topic that I've been discussing for about a year now. It's really hard to get the real truth out about the so-called legalization of cannabis in California, because it was more legal before, really, even federally, even so. Anyway, I've got some things to let you know. I want you to know about this petition. We're doing a petition drive, and it's on my Facebook wall at the very top. So go to Denise Dorey. Anyone can. It's for the public, and please sign a petition there to Jerry Brown so that they don't let the state end lifeline free medical cannabis for low-income patients. Now, we had somebody, we had a rally at City Hall on the 13th, because Jerry Brown was going to close the window of public comment for the regulations, these epoxy, let's call them these over-regulations. Yeah, it's, I'm mad because I don't really want to buy their weed if it's 80% of the tax money is not going to schools, it's not going to roads, it's going to put to more cops. It goes to a slush fund for enforcement. And then the other, because it's treated like a sin, even a sin tax, like alcohol, even though alcohol is really the gateway drug. So we're having trouble with the guilt trips that are imposed upon us by these corporate entities that want to make it illegal just so that they can, mess with you more. They want to come in your house if you get a permit. They want. It just does not end. So there's so many rules. It just makes my head spin. I can't even comprehend them. And I'm trying to see about. We don't want to repeal Prop 64 under Trump. That would be foolish, of course. Those are Shona's words. And we need you to sign this petition, though. It's really important. Please. We just need some signatures so that people know that it's important to have free cannabis for poor people. Now, during the AIDS crisis, nobody had any treatment from the medical community for AIDS, so they used cannabis at least so they could eat. And I suppose it prolonged their life, and it paved the way for the Prop 215 Compassionate Use Act. That was the Compassionate Use Act of 1996, and so they're trying to take that away from us. They don't want us to grow for each other. You can grow a pound for $10 if you do it outdoors, so that's why they don't want you to do it outdoors. They want indoor expensive plants so that we can, use more nuclear energy to blow, just really have a hot mess that way. There's a bunch of ways, so many ways to be mad about this in so little time. So I wanted to tell you that please go to my Facebook page and don't let the state end lifeline free medical cannabis for low-income patients. Let me show you this. And we're going to talk about some of the unintended, we had the rally, it was actually the 12th, not the 13th, sorry. And so you can still send them comments about it. Tell them that, it's ridiculous to have to pay $40 and most of the money goes to a slush fund for the billionaire guys, the good old boys. Might even be some girls, who knows. It ain't me, though. And you won't be able to get it everywhere, It'll be hard to locate a town in California without a tavern, or a liquor store. But don't expect the same thing with this cannabis, because it's they're using Jim Crow laws. It's Jim Crow. We're sitting on the back of the bus. The back of the bag. We have to stand on the bumper and hang on. That's where we're not even in the back of the bus. We have to. It's still, it's ridiculous. So you know, please do not be mistaken that this is legal, because it really isn't. There's nothing legal about it. Cities and counties can ban cannabis businesses, and it's likely to Kansas. So it's just a. Well, I like telling weed haters, hey, did you know your organs have cannabinoid receptors? And that if you get sick, it's probably because your cannabinoid receptors are being deprived. The proof is showing up more and more. People can prevent or delay Alzheimer's with cannabis. They can delay cancer or even prevent it. So I don't know where they get off calling it recreational, because it really is no such thing as recreational if our bodies are designed to have this, just like broccoli. So, yeah, and it's really hard to grow, if anyone can grow cannabis at home. And even your city or county can decide to ban cannabis businesses. It can't keep you from growing your own. Municipalities are, you know, they're going to, let's see, they're indoors, but they can't bar you from cultivating small amounts of cannabis in your private residence. You know, your landlord can come after you. Your landlord can say, I don't want that smelly thing in my property, and there's nothing to protect you from them. So you can brew beer, which that smells, I don't know. Have you ever brewed? If you've ever brewed beer, it's not a nice smell. You can, in fact, in the old San Francisco, when we had breweries here, you'd drive across the bridge, and the first thing you could smell was the brewing brewery, the Hams Brewery. And it really smells, too. It's not a pleasant smell. Cannabis, on the other hand, is like jasmine. It's very smelly. It's not much different than jasmine. Except, well, there's a few skunk strains that smell like our, you know, four-legged little black and white furry guys. Okay, so the skunks will probably eat your pot too. So anyway, Prop 64 it defines a private residence as a house, an apartment unit, a mobile home, or you know, somewhere like that, just a residence. I don't know, maybe even a tent. But it's possible cultivation could be disallowed under the terms of a lease. So. And medical patients. So, I don't know. I still think if they call it recreational, I'll just laugh in their faces. Don't let them call it recreational, because if you have cannabinoid receptors, there's no such thing as recreation. You're just getting you're getting your nutrition. It's part of nutrition, just like eating your vegetables. Get your cannabis. Put it in a salad. You don't even have to get high. Just put the raw cannabis in a salad. You won't even get any effect, but it will help you. So don't be prejudiced about this stuff. And we, you know, in Monsanto, the thing is Monsanto, they really want to take this over. So now they can't sell blunt wraps. You won't be able to buy blunt wraps in the retail shops, or you just have to roll your own, I suppose. You know, they used to. I don't mind that. I don't really smoke tobacco, but it does give you an extra buzz. So, but I can do without that. I'd rather have a indica. Hey, so organic cannabis, you know, that's a myth. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. You know, on a large scale, if they take over the market here, you know, it's Monsanto, Bayer, and they want to grow massive amounts. So, the small farmers will be pushed out. So, and, well, you know, if we adopt the program, the organic program, you know, that they use for vegetables, there's, yeah, you know, that in California they want to establish a certified organic designation for cannabis and a certification program. So if it's adopted, which it hasn't been yet, so we'll, you know, we'll find out. That's a work in progress. So. And also the Humboldt, Mendocino counties, yeah, they're getting a lot of enforcement coming down on them. The DEA's raiding them, and it's terrorizing them. I guess that's the right word, terrorizing. And by the way, another cancer doctor was found shot dead directly after a SWAT raid on a clinic because he was curing cancer with herbs, and they don't like it. I guess I wonder if another herb got banned besides apricot pits. We'll see. Now let's see what else has been. A lot's been happening. It's on my Facebook wall. I'd rather just have you go to my Facebook wall and check me out. Now, delivery services are in some places. We'll still have delivery service. But, you're really limited on who gets to grow the weed, and so the delivery, you're just someone else's worker, and you're not delivering a product that was grown by a family farm. It's going to be by a mega farm. So that's going to make it, and it's going to add a lot of taxes, 13%, and on top of that, more taxes. So and that eighth, the $30 eighth might be, $55. Yeah. So, and you can't really, I don't think they're going to allow any more Sour Patch Kids types treats, infused treats, because of the kids. They don't want kids getting them. And I kind of like my edibles. You have to make your own, I suppose, at home. I don't know, this is scary. And more than 6 plants, I'm just so mad. And Dianne Feinstein, she's really against cannabis, so we don't want her to really define us at all. She's okay with prosecuting the GOP, but not. And when it comes to doing anything about compassionate care, I've written to her. I emailed her, and she just calls it a drug and puts it up there with cocaine. So just don't bother even writing to her. You could write to Gavin Newsom. Newsom. That was a Freudian slip, I promise. Okay, and so we've got big growers won't be on the scene till like 2023. They'll be. They want it in an effort to prevent industry monopolization. Well, it's already really expensive to grow in your house. Even in your house, they want a permit. So imagine what they want to grow outdoors, and I don't even know if they're ever going to even allow it for commercial. Oh yeah, large growers, an acre. Yeah, they probably would. I don't know. I got to figure that out. I can't remember. I read about it, but now, yeah, you know that even though there's lawyers, they're scamming you. Okay, so if you see a lawyer, if you see a lawyer that wants to expunge your record of cannabis, just know this, that they'll probably take a fee from you and then tell you there's nothing they can do because Prop 64 is only letting a few people out of jail, so they're not going to let more than 200 people out of jail either. So they said, all these people are going to get out of jail. Yeah, 200 in California, and believe me, there's far more prisoners than 200 of cannabis users in jail. So we need to just remember, please sign this petition. So we're telling Jerry Brown not to let the state end lifeline free medical cannabis for low-income patients. We're already, been gaslighted for, 15 years. And that was what started. It was the AIDS crisis. So like I said before, Dennis Perone, he's in the hospital, but he didn't like Prop 64 either. And to change the rules, it's hard. It's really hard. Change these rules. So we're working on. It's a work in progress. And I've got to tell you more about what Shona had to say here. She told me to go to her page and read what she had to say about Boycott California Cannabis Industry Association. That's one of her posts. It's an article about, it's on her wall, on Shona's wall, about Boycott California. See, Big Pharma wants a monopoly on CBDs. And the lobbyists pushed to change the laws and only allow for FDA-approved cannabis oil to be sold in South Dakota. This would block most CBD products, you know, besides Epidiolex, a CBD pill made by GW Pharmaceuticals. And it would deny patients access to a full spectrum of CBD. And now the Big Pharma wants to swoop in and use an unfair monopoly and an inferior product to profit off the backs of catastrophically ill and dying people, and it's disgusting. CBD oil is cultivated with different levels of THC, since some people require different amounts. So for it to be effective, you have to have certain amounts of it, and maybe whole plant medicine. And there's the push for an amendment ended in the compromise to legally buy CBD. South Dakota patients have to wait for it to be FDA approved, and it's GMO, but that's where it's going. But no FDA requirements will be placed on the CBD, preventing a monopoly. So that means that they're going to it's looking like a monopoly on cannabis. It really is. It's looking like where they're going to not allow us any whole plant medicine anymore, or high THC. So just be I'm telling you, this is what you do. You tell this guy right here, Jerry Brown, send him an email. There's emails. Please let him know. It's not acceptable to disallow outdoor. There's everything. Prop 64 is really dumb, and we're not gonna stand for it anymore. So oh God, we only have 2 minutes. So you know, they want the GMO weed. You know, we're gonna, and they're not. That means that compassion. We've been on their target list. I feel, Shona and I feel targeted by them in certain ways. They're like, oh, I don't know. We form committees so that they can take over the committee and buy all the public officials off and gaslight us and refuse to attend the meeting so we can't have quorum, and you know, and I've got videos of all of it. There, you know, so I've got proof. Whether it'll do me any good, I mean, the laws are being changed all over the U.S. in favor of cannabis production, you know, but the popularization, you know, it's so popular that Monsanto and Bayer just really know that cannabis works better than their garbage medications. And I've heard Monsanto weed, you can't even grow it. You cannot grow Monsanto weed because, oh, I don't know, Shona was saying the buds just disintegrate. So don't even bother buying GMO bud. Try to get your seeds now and from Europe, have them sent to you. This year is the best year to do it, before the end of the year. Have your seeds sent, get the land, you know, a lot of the land-raised species like Colombian gold you can get there, and really nice ones. Durban poison from Africa, nice. And so you just go there and, you know, order them and start propagating your seeds. Save your male plants, pollinate the females of the same strain, and you'll have to save your seeds, because this is a war here, you know, with seeds. Save seeds from your oranges. Save them from your lemons. Save your seeds. There's a lady, an Indian lady, I can't recall her name right now, but she's from India, Padma Lakshmi, and she, I may be wrong. Somebody's calling me. So I don't know why I should take that call while I'm in the air. So anyway, Monsanto patented the first strain of weed ever using GMOs. And the strain, that strain and others like it become successful, you know, we're in trouble. We're in, you know, and just watch for it. This is a warning, you know, this is something you won't hear about in the media, and this is why I've got to start talking about it, because if I, you know, I'm not hearing it. I'm just not. I'm not hearing it. So I just hope I'm going to leave you with this. I'll be back July 6th, and I urge you to adopt a shelter pet and go check out Psychic Frank's show at 5 o'clock next. I guess it would be next Thursday, 5 p.m. This channel right here. Thanks for tuning in.